or I can do a phone. You can call this number. It's dark where I'm at, so hold on. Eh, trying to do, like I said, trying to do 5 things at once. So, okay, 774-290-2200. That is the 4290. Ooh, interesting. 290-20. That is 2200, and code is 305. 305273. So that is, there's multiple ways. So let me get on. Hey, Sons of Liberty, Heidi Jensen. So I'm dropping these links, and here's another way to get in. Yeah, that would be interesting. Who is his wife? So there's multiple ways. So I'm trying to figure out. I want to make sure that, you know. Dude, what are you doing? Oh my goodness, this is weird. I got gremlins. Everybody. I got gremlins in my. So the other way is to do it this way. I think I can do it this way. Here we go. And 305 277. Oops. 7. My fingers don't. So if you have anything to say, you want to talk about, yeah, I know it's already 3rd. You know what? And I only have 23 more days of school till the school year is over. It's like, that's crazy. Texas and California, not Texas and California, but Florida and other states being overrun by Sharia law. You can't hear me? Let's see now. Oh, yeah, that's because I'm not sharing. So that's probably the reason why you can't hear anything, because I'm not sharing. But so until we can start with some.
Oh, I can resist. I'm supposed to quit right here. But in view of the 5 things that I just said, I don't know whether you know it or not, but I am hobby. I am collecting stories that I can actually prove are told among the Russian people. They make them up themselves, they reveal their sense of humor, and they've also got a little attitude about things in the country. And one of these stories, the one I'm going to tell you, I told to General Secretary, and he laughed. The story was an American and a Russian about their countries. The American said, in my country, I can walk into the office, I can pound the president's desk and say, Mr. President, and Russian said, I can do that. The American said, you can? He said, yes, I can go into the Kremlin, to the General Secretary's office, pound his desk, and say to the General Secretary,
Okay, I get my computer, I get my video way, and then yeah, I wanted to start off with Reagan. He's got some pretty funny stuff. I'm gonna do some stuff. Yeah, I know. I know. It's no sound or video. It's the oh goodness. I wanted to do some fun stuff. I'm sorry. Yeah. Okay. Let's do. Okay. Well, I don't know if you heard, but Fanny has her Fanny in the song. You know that? I mean, everybody's talking about Letitia James, and everybody's talking about getting upset because President Trump uh, play it again. I don't know if it's going to play. That's the problem. Problem is I don't know if I can do videos anymore. I can share articles, but I don't think I can do videos because my computer. I mean, I have done everything I can think of. I have. I tried to miss off my computer just free up some memory, and I don't know how to do. There's just so much I don't know how to. I don't know how to do that. That's the problem. Tell me to do that. I don't know how to do that stuff. And I couldn't get 3 answers, so I don't know how to do that. I can't exactly I don't know if I can restart. I mean, I it just doesn't work this way. Okay. Anyway, so get back to Fannie. Fannie Willis has got a problem. I don't know. I don't know if you realize, but Fannie is in. I mean, Judicial Watch has really been filing the lawsuits and open records and all sorts of stuff. So this actually see this came out back in March, so it's been 2 months, but I think it's just kind of uh it's kind of slipped through the cracks somewhere. I don't know if anybody's actually even covered this really. So Judicial Watch announced today that Georgia District Attorney Fannie Willis was ordered to turn over 212 pages of records to a state court judge. The court also ordered Willis to detail how the records were found and the reason for withholding them from the public. The records were belatedly found in response to Judicial Watch request and lawsuit for communications with Special Counsel Jack Smith and the House January 6 Committee. The court order was issued on March the 7th in a Judicial Watch lawsuit filed after Willis falsely denied having any records responsive to Judicial Watch's earlier Georgia Open Records Act, or ORA, request for communications with Special Counsel Jack Smith's office and or the January 6 committee. And that is the link to the document. The order follows a February 28th hearing in which Willis's lawyers admitted to finding the records after what is believed to be a fifth search of her office. So, come on. I mean, I've been one of those that had to keep records. It's like you really can't. I've done that. I've done that. I've done it. I've done it. I've done it. So, anyway, the court order reads as follows. So, order regarding in-camera reviews of records. So, in August 2023, Plaintiff Judicial Watch, Inc. submitted an open records request to Defendant District Attorney Fannie Willis seeking all documents and communications sent to, received from, or relating to Special Counsel Jack Smith, and all documents and communications sent to or received from the United States January 6 Committee. Defendant claimed to have no responsive records. Well, she's got to have at least records to Jack Smith, right? Doubting this, the plaintiff sued and has since secured a default judgment against defendant who, it turns out, does have responsive records. After several non-searches, one court order, and at least one actual search of unknown thoroughness, defendant revised her answer to, in essence, I do have records, but you can't have them except this one record you already had and gave me. Unsurprisingly, unsatisfied with this post adjudication response, plaintiff on December 17th or 17th of December 2024 petitioned the court for the appointment of a special master to conduct her own search of the defendant's records for responsive records and to review the documents defendant has determined fall outside the ambit of the State Open Records Act, or ORA. And there's the code. On 28 February 2025, the court held a hearing on plaintiff's motion at which both sides presented argument and made various factual representations to include an assertion that the universe of responsive records consists of 212 pages, some of which may be duplicative. From those presentations and representations and a review of the parties' pleadings, the court rules the following. Number one, no special master will be appointed for now. Number two, defendant shall, through counsel, deliver to the court within 5 business days of the entry of this order all records defendant has identified as being responsive to plaintiff's ORA requests, which are being withheld pursuant to one of the following exemptions set forth in OCGA 50, subsection 50, 1872A. These records should be base stamp for release of reference. 3. Along with the documents, defendant shall provide a list indicating which documents arguably fall under which exemptions. 2. For any records for which an attorney-client privilege is being asserted, counsel shall also identify the attorney and the client. Defendant shall additionally provide, along with the documents, an affidavit sworn by someone in defendant's employ with direct personal knowledge that includes the following: a detailed description of the search that was conducted that yielded the 202 pages. This description should identify what was searched and how, manually versus electronically, and by whom. The search terms used to search email accounts, and if not, every email account in the office was searched. The universe of accounts that were searched. These accounts need not be identified by employee name, but should at least indicate employee role. Again, example, assistant DA number 2, administrative assistant number 3, etc. C, an answer to the question of whether cell phones were searched. If the answer is no, that should be explained. If the answer is yes, it should include a list of those phones. Again, identify whom. For now, simply by employee role and how the search was performed. Yeah, I can imagine how they use the search. They probably deliberately, remember Comey versus Corney? Let's see. The court will review all these submitted materials and determine if any are, despite defendant's claimed exemptions, subject to disclosure under the ORA. Should any of the submitted records be deemed disclosable, the court will notify counsel for defendant so that defendant may file an ex parte pleading justifying the exemption. Any such pleadings will be filed under seal in this case, as will all the submitted materials. So ordered the 7th day of March 2025. Plaintiff's request also extended to employees of Smith and the committee. So you got Smith and the committee. Defendant has asserted as basis for non-disclosure open investigation subsection A4, attorney-client privilege, subsection A41, and work product, subsection A42. Fannie Willis can't be trusted. Every time we go back to court, there are new excuses and new documents that she said never existed, said Judicial Watch President Tom Fitton. So thanks to this lawsuit, Willis finally admitted to having records showing communications. So she was, how many times did she deny? How many times did the White House deny? How many times did they deny that they were? Hello?
The conference will automatically end in 5 minutes.
I just want to, oh, I can't resist. I'm supposed to quit right here. But, yes, but in view of the fast things that I just said, I don't know whether you know it or not, but I have a new hobby. I am collecting stories that I can actually prove are told among the Russian people. They make them up themselves, they tell them themselves, reveals they got a great sense of humor, and they also got a little things in their country. And one of these stories, the one I'm going to tell you, I told to General Secretary Gorbachev, and laughed. The story was an American and a Russian arguing about their two countries, and the American said, look, in my country I can walk into the office, I can phone the president's desk and say, I don't know the way you're running our country. And the Russian said, I can do that. The American said, you can? He says, yes. I can go into the Kremlin, to the General Secretary's office, pound his desk and see, Mr. General Secretary, I don't like the way President Reagan is running his country. Speaker, Mr. President, distinguished members of the Congress, honored guests, and fellow citizens. Today marks my first address to you, a constitutional duty as old as our republic itself. President Washington began this tradition in 1790 after reminding the nation that the destiny of self-government and the preservation of the sacred fire of liberty is finally staked on the experiment entrusted to the hands of the American people. For our friends in the press who place a high premium on accuracy, let me say, I did not actually hear George Washington say I can defend it. That's when you're faced with two temptations and you choose to get home at 9 o'clock. Story of a realtor who was out driving on a back road on his way to look at some property and suddenly noticed down beside him was a chicken keeping pace with him, and he was doing 60 miles an hour. And suddenly the chicken spurted out ahead of him, and it looked to him the chicken had 3 legs. And then it turned and went down a sign road and into a barnyard, and the driver turned down that lane, drove into the barnyard. There was a farmer there, and he asked him, he said, "Did you see a chicken go by here?" And the farmer said, "Yep." He says, "Did it have 3 legs?" And the farmer says, "Yep. I raise them that way. I breed them." He says, "You do?" He said, "How come?" Well, he said, "I just love the drumstick, and I'm always liked the drumstick, and now Junior's along, and he likes it, and we just got tired of fighting over it. So I've been breeding 3 chickens." And the driver said, "Well, how do they taste?" He says, "I don't know. I haven't been able to catch one yet." Well, there's nothing I enjoy more than a little country humor. One of the great things about having you here is that I get to tell a farm joke. Now, first I need a setting, but Rick, you're from Kansas, right?
You bet.
Okay, this takes place in Kansas. It was an old Kansas farmer there. He had a piece of creek bottom land that had never been developed at all. It was all rocks and brush and up, and he started on it, clearing it, the underbrush, hauling away the rocks, cultivating the soil there, and he planted a garden, everything from vegetables on to corn, and it really became a garden spot, and he's pretty proud of what he'd done. So one Sunday morning, after the service, he asked the preacher if he wouldn't stop by to have a look. Well, the preacher arrived, and he took one look, and he said, "Oh, this is wonderful." He said, "These are the biggest tomatoes I've ever seen. Praise the Lord." He said, "Those green beans, that squash, those melons," he said, "the Lord really has blessed this place. And look at the height of that corn." He said, "The God has really been good." And the old boy was listening to all this, and he was getting more and more fidgety, and finally he blurted out, "Reverend, I wish you could have seen it when the Lord was doing it by himself." And as he was falling, grabbed a limb sticking out the side of the cliff and looked down 300 feet to the canyon floor below, and then looked up and said, "Lord, if there's anyone up there, give me faith. Tell me what to do." A voice from the heavens said, "If you have faith, let go." He looked down at the canyon floor and took another look up and said, "Is there anyone else up there?" I've always thought of the importance of communication and how much a part it plays in what we're all trying to do. And one day, a former place kicker with the Los Angeles Rams, who later became a sports announcer, Danny Villanueva, told me about communications. He said he'd been having dinner over at the home of a young ball player with the Dodgers. The young wife was bustling about getting the dinner ready. They were talking sports, and the baby started to cry. And over her shoulder, his busy wife said to the ball player, "Change the baby." And he was a young fella, and he was embarrassed in front of Danny, and he said, "What do you mean, change the baby? I'm a ball player. That's not my line of work." And she turned around, put her hands on her hips, and she communicated. She said, "Look, Buster, you lay the diaper out like a diamond. You put second base on home plate. You put the baby's bottom on the pitcher's mound. You hook up first and third, slide home underneath, and if it starts to rain, you meet calls, you start all over." There aren't any words that can properly tell you how bittersweet these days are, and the things that we would like to say to all of you. You know, I keep remembering back, and not too far, when someplace along the line there would always be a picture of a president standing in the Oval Office, looking out the window, usually the picture from behind, and he's standing there, and then his words are quoted as a tag for that picture about is the loneliest place, and what a lonely, and so forth. I don't know about them. I haven't been lonely 1 minute. This was Democratic fundraising at a hotel. And outside, when all of them were coming out, there was a kid there with a bunch of puppies, and he was trying to sell them, and he was saying, buy a Democrat puppy, buy a Democrat puppy. 2 weeks later, the Republicans held a fundraiser in the same hall. And there was the same kid with the same puppies. When they were coming out, he was saying, buy a Republican puppy. Well, one of the press, a newspaper man who'd seen him 2 weeks before, said, hey, kid, wait a minute. 2 weeks ago, you were trying to sell these puppies as Democrats. What are you doing here now trying to sell them as Republicans? The kid says, now they got their eyes open. This was a Democrat rally at a hotel. a message from my friends in the press who dealt with it in the past few days and weeks. I've seen the umbrella they've opened at times along the way with the message, no more puppy jokes. So I promise, no more puppy jokes. But did you hear the story about the kid who was outside the Democratic fundraiser selling kittens? When the people came out from the fundraiser, he was holding up the kittens and he was saying, "Buy a Democrat kitten." Well, a couple of Republicans held a fundraiser in the States when they got the kid with the kittens. And he said, "Buy a Republican kitten." And one of the members of the press who'd seen him there 2 weeks before said, "Wait a minute, you were selling the kittens the last time as Democrat kittens. How come the Republican kittens now?" Kid says, "Because now they got their eyes open."
If you haven't been following this story, usually it's our lawsuit against the federal government on behalf of Ashley Babbitt's estate and her family, her widower Aaron Babbitt, who was her husband at the time she was killed at the U.S. Capitol, a $30 million wrongful death lawsuit that we filed against the federal government. And through our litigation, through the actual lawsuit and our separate lawsuits underway to get access to information about how Ashley, a 14-year veteran, the air was killed that day in a way that was outrageous and unnecessary, hence the wrongful death lawsuit. We exposed pretty much everything there is to know about what happened that day, specifically the murder or killing of Ashley Babbitt. She was the only official homicide that day, the only homicide victim that day, but she was officially labeled homicide by government officials. And Michael Byrd, her shooter, as we've exposed, was given special protection, never prosecuted, frankly never seriously investigated, and then he was actually able to stay at a military facility for 6 months at mercy of you, the American taxpayer. And we've demanded justice for Ashley through this litigation and spent thousands of hours investigating this, not only separately, just in the public interest, but also on behalf of the family once we began the representation. And that work included examining the video evidence of what happened to her that day. And it resulted in what a compilation of her final 19 minutes on January 6, 2021. And this is a video the big media will never show you. This is a video that breaks apart the January 6 narrative because it
You are now a host.
Hello, hello. Am I being heard? Am I being heard? Hello. Oh. Hello. Yes, yes. Hello, Deb. Hello, hello. I know. Good, good. I just wanted to call in because you're making efforts, and hey, everything's good. Just wanted to, give a shout out and say hello to you because I know it's been like a long time, maybe like 8 years here. There's something to be said for PSB because who knows how whoever created it, and so many people have devoted so much time to it, but PSP is a blessing in disguise. I can say that. I mean, anyway, how are you doing, Deb? Oh yeah, oh yeah. You're a busy grandma. I know. I can see that with all you're saying that you're doing. With your grandson and very busy grandma. There's a blessing there too, because not many children have their grandparents in life. You're a Oh yeah, oh yeah. I can relate. I mean, my father was a lawful immigrant from Canada. I'm the firstborn son of an immigrant from Canada, and God bless. I lost my grandparents uh, 20 years ago, but yeah, I was like 20 years old when I lost my grandparents. Great people, but it's a blessing, though. You're a blessing, and I'm just giving you, proper regard. I mean, you're a grandmother, busy with your grandson, and that's a blessing. It's a blessing to have grandmothers, grandfathers too. Absolutely. Um, can you say that again? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you because this cell phone, these are smartphones. They have a tendency to lose connection. What are you saying? No, no. Yep, yep, yep. Well, I mean, it's good. These are relevant things that grandparents have the time and capability of doing. Where, yeah, I gotta say that you're a blessing in your own being. Because I mean, being a grandparent, I mean, you're putting devotion into your grandson. Just because you're a grandparent doesn't mean you have an obligation. I mean, you could be a grandparent like my other grandmother was. She totally disregarded me, like, completely. Unlike you take devotion to take your grandson and do certain real good life things with, teach him, learn him. I mean, my father's mother in Canada, my mame, I'll tell you what, I still put my hands down on that that she was such a good fisherman, but she was a woman that I've never seen anybody fish like her. She could fish trout out of the brooks in the midst of nowhere and come home with a basket of rainbow trout, like 70 trout on her side of her hip. Come on, Daniel. Bring me back down the mountainside, and she'd go into the kitchen and start filleting the trout and just cook them right in the oven, bake them and fry them in the pan. And there's nothing that's what I'm saying is grandparents are very important when it comes to grandchildren, because parents themselves, obviously, this life is very difficult for parents as well. I mean, you can't be there for your child every day, constantly, 7 days a week. With grandparents, you that are devoted, that's a blessing. God bless you. Seriously. God bless you, Deb. You're a good woman. Mm-hmm. But you're very active, too. At the same time, you're doing something that is keeping devotion, and that's awesome. That's a commitment that I mean, doesn't have to be done, but you're giving devotion to your grandson. There's the Creator. God's watching. God sees that, and that's a blessing. Anyway, yeah, yep, that's a blessing. Yeah, yeah, well, you're doing more than you're doing more than, and there's nothing being obligated to be a parent, or, well, yeah, a parent, but grandparent, no. I mean, yes, you're a grandparent, doesn't mean you have to take in the ball games or football games every day, every week. You didn't sign an obligational contract for that. You're doing out of the blessing of your heart. And like all I'm trying to say is, I I see that in regard with you. That's awesome. Because in that devotion, you don't have to, but you're doing it. You're putting your heart and soul to say, grandson, I love you. I'll do what I can here. I'll drive you to your football game. I'll be there, support you. I mean, my grandparents, they came and gone in a blink of an eye. And I mean, like I said, my father came from Canada, and I was born in Massachusetts, and we had to travel to Canada every year when my father could do it. And my grandparents basically came here one time for like 3 days, and I loved it. We loved it, but they never, they never were able to come back. God bless them. They're, rest in peace. But yeah, it's a blessing. Even that's those simple actions. You're doing something that's so good. You have a grandchild that hey, I'm there for you when I can, because that's good. That's good. Hopefully somebody else will call in. I mean, really. I mean, hey, you've got something happening. I called in. Oh, and and well, no, yeah, on the computer side, because I recognize too. Me too. I mean, yeah, I'm good with computers, but I didn't realize. Oh, well, wait a minute. Hey, you have no microphone on this computer. On the computer application. So I was like, okay. It connected. I put in my email address, and then obviously I was like, wait a minute, I don't have the microphone connected. Oh, let me just ask Deb if there's a phone option again, and I'll call in. But yeah, technical issues, right? Yeah, the phone call option worked pretty well. But yeah, no, I gotta reinstall the microphone application on this because yeah, I know it is complex. Like you having issues sharing, I can see that. You're like, oh, like Ronald Reagan, you just screen shared Ronald Reagan, and it was very difficult to download, and then it stopped and paused, and you were having tech. Yeah. Hopefully somebody else will call in, though. That would be nice to hear from somebody, you know? No, I wanted to say without interruption, I know it's great. Like, PSP, seriously, is a blessing without knowing it. Because I can tell you, when I first, like, we all have busy lives and we're all occupied with so much of the, hassles and necessities or whatever. But when I was on PSB, and I think it was, Pam was there. He was like kind of co-hosting, I think, I remember. But it was, Thumper. God bless, there's the cat. And then I said, wait a minute. I found it on the YouTube channel, not the D-Live channel, obviously, because at that time, D-Live, I guess, Pam Radix were trying to figure something what to communicate with, but I found it I found PSP on the YouTube channel, and started chatting, and all of a sudden I met somebody named Tina Anon, and we started talking. Like, that was almost 8 years ago. God, wow. Right? And it's almost 8 years, yeah. And I started chatting with somebody in chat. Hello, yeah, Tina Anon started messaging me back. Okay, and we just kept on tabs. And we just kept talking through chat, and then all of a sudden, I guess Radix had a problem with D-Live. She shut down, not D-Live, YouTube D Live, YouTube PSB, and then they changed it over to D Live. And anyway, but me and Tina and we started knowing each other. It was like networking, like, oh, here you go, chatting. Okay, you got to be careful online, but I'll tell you what, Tina and is now Miss Landry here today. Can you get it? We just got married on my birthday last October. We met last year, and here I am with her, and just trying to say to you, I mean, I'm not taking over the conversation, or just, it's a blessing. How can I have met such a wonderful woman if it wasn't for PSB, if we were just simply chatting between each other on the tech in the chat, typing away, hello, I'm just trying to say, what? Yeah, I mean, people are coming together, and it's not, all I'm just trying to express is there's a blessing to that. Yeah, PSB is awesome. I mean, yeah, it's not perfect. It's all constant challenges. I mean, you got your trolls, you got your, people saying different type of, whatever their free speech is. And, you got your mods who don't like what people say, and they throw them out for a little while, put them in the, in the dunce corner, and but anyway, all I'm trying to say is PSB has brought me a blessing. This woman is great. She's my wife. I'm her husband. I just got to say regard. Thank you, PSB. Yeah. I mean, yeah, here's another blessing. I mean, we're talking on the phone. I mean, yeah, we could do it over the computer or smartphone, but we're talking. We're networking. Wonderful. Yep. 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 Nope. 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 I hear you. Discord was awesome in that yes, and it probably will be useful again. Same here, Deb. Same here. Got just got like knocked off. Oh, you belong to this channel, and we're gonna ban this channel, and then they just kick you off of Discord completely, erase your account, and then you go back in to verify, and then you submit all your private information, phone number, email, da-da-da-da, and they say, no, we still don't have it recovered. But I'll tell you what, there's another blessing for PSP that even with, God bless, I mean, Tina and me, we've met, we've married, but there's also one other person that I met in chat with Thumper, and he is part of PSB, although he's lurking in the back on the sides, and he's literally. If God could give me a brother from another mother, that happened. But we've been working. Before me and Tina had met in PSB chat, me and Ben, do you remember Paul Revere? He was a host with Thumper like 5 years ago. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. On hyperdrive, about, yeah, I think it was like just over 5 or almost 6 years ago. Paul Revere was like his co-host for a while, but me and Paul Revere, well, we decided to connect in chat again and through the phone, and then all of a sudden we went on to Discord, and then we were, like you said, Discord is another channel of communications, which can be good or this disappointing. That's the Discord, But anyway, he introduced me to Ben's Miracraft. Ben's has been in PSP since, believe me, since they origined with Tam and I forget, it was who started PSP was a few online Patriots that were like, oh, and they like kind of helped Pam along to start PSP, but it wasn't, so many people have, but anyway, I'm still with, me and Ben met through Paul Revere, but me and Ben have started a project for computers. We've been working together day after day as much as we can for the last 5 years. We're basically making online services, and it's just a blessing. I'm just saying that PSP, I want to give regard, because it's not perfect, but I'll tell you, PSP is powerful. It's a blessing. I mean, I'm at Team on, I'm talking to you. I mean, it's beautiful. And it's all being done in the efforts of people coming together. It's crazy, but it's true. Yeah. I mean, Ben, like I'm saying, when I met Ben Merrifield, we're working on an online project for online services for 5 years. Yeah, okay, it hasn't been like unleashed yet, but because of PSB, we would have never met. And what we're doing, I know, has some vitality. It's going to be great when we unload it. But yeah, Ben is in Spain. I'm in New Hampshire of America. So we're working every day internationally across the other side of the globe. It's, yeah, like you said, the technology we have, we just begun to start learning how to use it. And it's going to take some risk. It's going to take effort. I know, like you're trying to do. You're sharing online and chat, and your computer crashes or it can't hold that load. Yeah, I keep trying to say, try to go in the settings and upgrade your media player drivers. You just have to find it and search for it, media player drivers in settings. And it'll show you like an updated version. That always had, in Windows, that always worked for me. Sometimes it's better up. When it works, when you find the right one, and it works, stick with it. Don't upgrade. When you, yeah, look for Windows Media Player drivers. Just look for that little, yeah, look for the icon that has the not microscope, with the you've looked through come on, Daniel, not a microscope, but that search bar. Look for Windows drivers and updates. Windows Media Player drivers. Updates. Yep. Yep. And if you see a new version, try to install it. If it does improve the capabilities, stick with it. Do not, Windows, Windows will upgrade. That's one thing I've learned with Windows too, is once you have a driver that works with your media player, your headphones, speakers, stick with that driver. Don't upgrade. Don't upgrade. Because upgrades will just, if it works, I don't want to put you in the wrong direction and go, oh no, this didn't work. But if you find a driver that's suitable for your system, your computer system, and it's capable, it'll go fine. But yeah, no, hopefully somebody else will call in and just, share their story, or not their story, but I'm just saying, I give regard to PSP in like a nice other facets that's been blessed on me in life. I mean, yeah. A PSP, I've learned so much from Patriots Soapbox. I've learned so much. I mean, like, we've got all these beautiful, wonderful show hosts. I mean, you got Alan Myers, and you got Mr. Constitution Doug on Sundays, and then you got Brent Winders, and then you get Deb65. And, Sunny Days wants to come and meet us. I hope, God willing, that'll happen. Sunny Days, she's awesome. Come on, I'll light a bonfire for you. We'll have a go. And then you got Sons of Liberty in chat, who's tearing up chat all the time. I mean, it's just wonderful. Oh, yeah. Oh, you're absolutely right. Yeah. And even if we agree to disagree, that's still a good thing in the midst of things, Okay, you disagree, religion, politics, but it's still a form of communication. You can just go in a chat and start typing and message out somebody directly, or just, it's freedom of speech, which helps grow. It helps grow communication and network and relationships with people that you'd never known. I mean, honestly, I'm not trying to overexpress, but I'm just trying to say, if it wasn't for PSP and regard, I would have never met a solid person named Ben Smircraft. He's like a brother now. And I would have never met my wife, Tina. It's amazing. In chat, after years, but it's just a beautiful thing. Hopefully Pam will be able to pick it up and keep going. And Radix, and all of us, we keep it together and just, if there's arguments, disagreements, whatever we can do. I mean, yeah, okay, we got lemon wars and people donating, or whatever they can do is every contribution is important. It doesn't matter. I mean, we're on a phone conversation through PSB right now. I would have never have talked to you on the phone if it wasn't for PSB, right? Thunk. Who would have thunk? I mean, really. Hopefully, yeah. Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's one thing. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Because it's one thing to absolutely try to discern so much happen, but then it's another thing to go, well, I could be wrong, and try to keep in mind and see, like, yeah, feedback, input, output. People need to come together, but have their differences. I mean, yeah, I love Trump. I mean, we've got Trump. I've got Tina's bought me in her 3 MAGA hats. I mean, the gold one, the black one. She's got a white one. We got a flag out in the front. I mean, Trump's not perfect, but you know what? It's a blessing. I get on my knees and pray and say thank you. In my own. Here's another, you know, subject that differs in the matter is religion. But I'll tell you what, Jesus to me is through Jesus is the Father, and I'll get on my knees and pray and bless that Trump is our acting president versus Kamala Harris. Could you? Nope. But yeah, well, Clinton. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's a great, solid point. It's like we are up against principalities and powers that just keep coming and coming like a real, a rail train and fall off the track. It's just, I mean, think about Russiagate. Russia. Trump just was in Russia with Russian whores in bed, and they peed on him in the bed or something like that. What? Uh, Look at his golf swing. Look at his golf swing. He's set 70 years old. Look at his golf swing. That dude can pound a golf club almost, a ball and a half. He's 76, I think, right? That dude's totally healthy. I just said that in for some tribulational times, but it's just a chaos of mess, lies and deceit. But hey, there's blessings in there. I mean, I know. I'm not taking over the conversation, but I would say my prayers and say grace that Trump is president for the United States, and no one else that's running at this point, because it's true. He said it. He's been saying it. If I was president, we wouldn't be in this situation, and if I'm not going to become president, we'll be in World War, whatever number it is they want now. Think about this too. Yeah. Go ahead. I just Well, yeah. I mean, they're trying to tactically do another banker war. Between Ukraine, Russia, you got Iran again, and then Israel. It's just such a battle of conflict of why. What about America first? Just leave us alone. Try to bear just take a hold of what we are in America as American-born people, and just try to live a good life, and try to, no, we got to go over to overseas because somebody else has problems. Oh, what about Dodge? I love Dodge. I'll tell you what, Deb, if there's a way I can do something to help Dodge and own merit, I would be humbled any day to go, hey, you want me to do this assignment? It'll be done. How much have we found out about how U.S. aid itself? How much? I mean, how much? Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 The opioids, the opioids, what is the, yeah, right. I mean, even that, from the foods to, I mean, it's just, it's so mind-boggling. Like you're saying, I can relate to what you're saying. I mean, you got subsidies that they say, okay, we'll approve this, and then you eating, like you said, cans of pineapple that have been canned for like probably what's the call an expiration date on any product? Yeah, you can estimate it, but that doesn't mean it expired or it's still not. Just you're right. Like pineapples are an acidic food. If a pineapple was not tasted like in 2 days, it'll ferment. And what does that do? I mean, think about the manufacturers. Okay, they've they're making white metals from China. What are the metal purity in cans? Who knows? It's white metal. It'll rust, it'll erode, it turns toxic. You open a can of pineapples and eat a pineapple. Yeah, it's good, it's good. But you're not feeling totally good after eating a can of pineapples. You're like, what did I just eat? I'm like almost hallucinating or just my energy levels are all over the place. Why? I'm not thinking straight. I mean, it's not. You're right. You have a good point, valid point right there, Deb. No, yep. When it comes to yeah, no, that's good. That's good because it's true. Why is it so true that we are reluctant to taste something that is really, really good for you and to go, blah, no, it's got a blah taste. I'm not going to touch it. But then again, some things, it's true. You shouldn't eat that. Like what you said about pineapples in cans. I mean, jarring pineapples with glass is different than in cans because, like you expressed, the acidicness that turns it into toxicity, and You open up a can and you just, yeah, it's sugary, it's sweet, yeah, but you start eating it, and then all of a sudden, it's not what you, like, put in a jar or glass. Not because it's glass. It's a different, you can, yeah. It's amazing. It's amazing in discussion that we have, and it just is. Because I seriously, I'm not perfect, but I've learned a lot from PSP in so many ways. I mean, from just the host to just learning, and I can tell you, me, as an American being born here, truly, I am so grateful that Trump is president, because right now, my situation, Dad, it's not about me. I'm a welder by trade. I got my supervisor. I literally got injured 6 months ago. Tina's been through it with me, and God bless her. Seriously, that she, in her own right, what she could do is just sustaining. I'm not able to work. I've been so injured, literally. And that's another facet. The insurance companies, I applied for disability. Wait a minute. Oh, you're denied. Well, because why? Well, we saw you wearing an elbow brace. Somebody saw you wearing an elbow brace on the right elbow instead of the left. You're complaining about the left. No, it's in my neck. I damaged my neck from doing so much repetition. And you have no regard. You have no care. I'm in such chronic pain that I can't do anything anymore. I couldn't even pick up a coffee cup. And we don't care. We don't care. Well, wait a minute. The company paid into the insurance. I'm making a claim, and you're not standing by it. Why? So I got to suffer? Yeah. Both me, the employees and the company is a collaborative contract agreement, week after week. Wait a minute. Here I am. I'm making a claim. Yeah, I can't work. My supervisor is telling me, look, go home. We put you on light duty. You just can't even pick up a fucking grinder anymore. You can't even... I'm like, yeah, I can't. Something happened. I can't feel my hand. Well, file a claim. I file a claim, and then they do an investigation and come up with an excuse and say, well, somebody reported that you were wearing an elbow brace on the right elbow. Yeah, I paid for that elbow brace to support my right elbow. Now it's in my left hand. So I think there's major damage, like it's going from my right to my left arm, back to my right arm. I don't know, but can I get some help, please? Oh, no, you're denied. Well, wait a minute. Insurance company, that's the nature of your business. You're getting paid every day like clockwork. When somebody gets hurt, give them the medical. Yep. Yes, yes. Yep, yep. And they denied me, and it's been in denial, and then they paid me disability because Workman's Comp had denied my claim, saying, oh, we did an investigation, and we denied you because somebody we found in, the camera recordings of, they're so in the nature to help people. Where we have a contract that's called, look, if I get hurt, I'm paying this much out of my hourly salary for you to cover me. And then they come back with the excuse and say, well, your claim was falsified. It was like a fraud. No. happened in my right arm first, and then the injury went to my left arm because I'd been such in motion 10 hours a day, every day, for over 5 days a week. How much more? I'm not even trying to tell. No, you're denied. Oh, okay. So I go to short-term disability. Short-term disability. Anyway, that's another facet that, like right now, I am Deb. I am feeling so just. I mean, even Tina, like, she's helping me, God bless, in every way. But I want to help her back. I can't even, like, lift something that's 20 pounds just to help out a situation because I've been totally disabled. And it's just another facet that American people, even the working class, like Trump says, I'm looking out for the American worker. Yes, it's about time. We're so fed up with all this corruption. What do you mean? I got injured at work, and you're telling me I got to battle this billion-dollar insurance company to say, oh yeah, give me $1,000 every 2-week payment, okay, please, while I go sit down in bed and maybe get a cure for my injury. No, you're denied because what you're saying is not true. Really? Well, I've been paying, the company's paying into your injury policy, but you're not paying out. What's the problem? Seriously, it's my French speaking out. What's the problem? You got paid, we signed a contract, if you get hurt, we'll pay you while the injury and medical treatment is being, because we care about you, no. So now I gotta go hire a lawyer. Come on. It's just enough. It's enough of the corruption. It's just enough. And that's what I am trying to say is it's a blessing that we have Trump because he's a lion and look out. The lion's coming to bite, Yeah, good question. Good question. It isn't about me, but that's the reality coming face. And my supervisor boss, God bless, he's a maniac. He's a just psychotic maniac. I'm not being like out of it. No, he's a very good man, but nobody's perfect. But he got me injured quite a few times, and I'm not going to bear claim towards his fault because I should look out for myself being. But he's saying even tonight, today, it's Sunday on the East Coast time. He just messaged me saying, hey, did you talk to Michelle in HR? Because you need to come pick up your important tools equipment. Oh, is that the end result? Because, yeah, I did. I reached out to Michelle in Human Resources, and you know what she says? Oh, here's a voicemail. I'll call you back when I get the chance. So I got a call back on Monday. All right. And meanwhile, that's the end result. Hey, just come pick up your tools and equipment and go because you're not able to work here anymore because you can't physically do it. Well, what happened? What happened? Why am I suffering? It's not just me. The company's suffering because, believe me, they love me. This has been going on for like 7 months now. And they just announced, well, we have to let you go. Yeah, I guess you do, because you have to hire somebody else, because I cannot get clearance to go back in and do that work no more, because I got seriously injured. So I'm still not able to do my trade work, which is a welder, a builder. I'm not a banker. I mean, you know what I'm trying to say? I get physical hands-on, and I do. I don't, that's, my father taught me that. Here, swing an axe at 7 years old. Pick up the sledgehammer, you know? Yeah, no, I can't do it no more. I mean, like, it's just such a disaster. I mean, even for the average American worker, I don't care if you're in technology, electrician, you need coverage. You know, it's just it's it's a disaster. It's like, where are we here? Hey, who's helping me? Oh yeah. Oh, okay. You got bills to pay. Sorry, you can't get out because you can't sleep. You can't even pick up a glass of water. Oh, we're sorry about that. We have no help for you. You know. Let's try to go see a doctor at like $300 for a doctor's appointment to evaluate your physical condition. Huh? And the doctor says, well, you look like you have abilities. You know, let's try to, let's try to give you a suggestion, but I can't declare your abilities or inabilities because, yeah, you have injury, but that doesn't mean you can't get up and do it again. Well, you try it, doctor. You know, you try to pick up a 4-pound sledgehammer and bang steel back together. Just try it every day, all the time. Yeah. It's just as a disaster. And the American people need to go ahead and start, like, waking up and say, oh, we better start paying attention that we need to come first. We need to come first. I mean, think about it. You know, you get these think about it, Deb. Every product that you, like you're saying, you know, even the fact that pineapples on a can. Look at the bottom. Where is it manufactured? In China. In China. Even our jobs, service jobs. Why is it? Why have we been shoved into last place for the last, I don't know, count the decades, 60, 70 decades? Why? Yeah. The plot. Yeah. Yeah. Even the paper cups that used to be made by the American Paper Company. There were so many of them. Mead Paper Company, notebooks. No, they're all outsourced to other countries. Oh, so we become a consumer country. We're not a producing country. How can you consume when you don't have money to consume because everything that you can produce to gain money is gone? Basically, you're put in a set of despoticness. You're in despotism. You know, you might as well just, like, eat grass or dirt and hope to survive. No. That's what my point is, I am saying blessing on my knees in prayer that Trump won, because at least we have a chance to move on fairly as an American nation, as people, you know, like, hey, you know, Africa, Israel, Ukraine, you do your own thing. We got a battle inside here in America that needs to be taken care of, you know? Yeah. Mhm. No, my father was born in Canada, and he came here to America to establish a lawful immigration. He went customs. He had to report every 6 months, register and say, look, this is what I'm doing for employment. This is how I'm going to come into America lawfully, rightly. Yeah, okay, I have to pay for my green card. I mean, believe me, I'm just trying to express that. At 15 years old, by himself, no, he just left my grandparents and said, no, I can't deal with this. And this is how I came here. I came here with a sponsor who went to immigration and said, hey, I'm going to sponsor this young boy, really, at 15. I'm going to take care of him. He won't become a ward of the state, a taxpayer on the dole dime. And exactly. So you come into this country rightfully, do it lawfully. Come in and fill out your visa paperwork, wait for the immigration. That's another being that it needs regard. Tom Homan is phenomenal. It doesn't matter. I know nothing's perfect. We all want, yeah. But Tom Homan is kicking ass and taking names. And that guy needs, a medal of honor of peace. Because, like you said, you didn't misunderstand. My father came here lawfully from Canada. I was born here. I was his firstborn son. God bless. I love my father. That's all he's done. He's done it right. He didn't jump over the fucking border and go, hey, can I get some free handouts? I don't speak English. No, I'm not going to come here to do something prosperous to contribute to America. I'm going to come here and deal drugs, do whatever. Habla español, no speak English, get all the freebies. No, nothing's free. So I don't feel bad for these people. I really, yeah, we are in a different, Deb, we're in such a magnitude of different battles and wars in so many dimensions. I mean, the focus is on southern border. What about the northern border? I know many, yeah, yeah. Brazilian, China, Mm-hmm. 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 Immediately. Affirm- affirmative action immediately. You're seeking asylum? Come on in. But somebody like my father who just wanted to come here, hey, I'm an American, I want to be an American, and I'm announcing my declaration from Canada. I want to become here and just do something good for the country and try to, build somewhat of a right life. He had to come here. He had to pay. He had to prove. He had to show. It didn't take 3 days and say, "Oh, I'm seeking asylum. Oh, poor me. I'm coming from Somalia. Oh yeah. Hey, let's just walk in. Oh, what do you do? What do you want to do for a trade? Do you value our Constitution? Can you read us the first article of the Constitution? Can you read the Second Amendment of the Constitution? The first. Can you read our Bill of Rights? Do you respect it? Do you honor it? None of that. My father had to learn that. That's what I'm trying to say is my point. You're right. We've been infiltrated like a bed of cockroaches, and it's enough. We can only, no wonder why we can't keep our doors unlocked anymore. Just put it that way. Even if we have a door that we can afford to go in and say, hey, I got a 3x3 room with a bed that I can get a God-given night's piece of sleep. No, got to look out for the next. No. Yeah. Yep. 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 Like you said about the Panama Canal, you have an excellent digging point right there. I mean, yeah. Why did Carter sell out the Panama Canal territory to the globalists so that maybe he benefited, whatever, you can put a dollar amount on it, but he sold us out as a country because that was an exact point. That right there, that point of entry, the Panama Canal. You can go from the Gulf of what was, thank you, Trump, what was the Gulf of Mexico now is the Gulf of America, and come up and import things from China, including fentanyl, including all the. It's got to end. I mean, we do have to literally, lawfully close our borders and go, hey, we need to do a cleaning of our own house here. We need to start looking at what is going on. Right, Dad? Think about this too. If like yeah. Think about the last 4 years, things we're just learning, that the last 4 years we're just learning about. Like, okay, they're estimating how many thousands a day in all the caravans. It's such a it's sickening. How can we even function when we're being infiltrated and invaded at the same time, like Kennedy said? I mean, you got these poor kids that, they've been trafficked, they've been stolen, they've been sold off. Their very parents sold them off and said, "Yeah, bye. Here, you want this, my child, for $10,000? Take it." These poor children. I mean, these God bless children. It's sickening. I mean, then you got them trafficking them for the last 4 years in the caravans over the southern border, and I'm not going to announce the northern border again because they're coming in there too. But these poor kids have been backpacked, kidnapped. We know, and it's enough. Never mind, the Border Patrol agents at that time were like, well, no, we've been ordered to stand down. In order to hold our duty, we need to stand down. So let these kids with backpacks, with probably like 10 pounds of cocaine on their back, or whatever other fentanyl drug, to be released in... What do you mean, digest it? Swallow it? Oh no, yeah, absolutely. They pack a balloon and put olive oil and say, hey, here, here you go, here, take this balloon and swallow it. No matter what you can do, swallow it. And then they get across the border, and then they get 10 pounds of cocaine through somebody's belly. That's funny. What a... Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's another form. I mean, how are you going to use a child and say, look, I'll adopt this child, and here, I got the authenticity to, I got this adopted child, their Health and Human Services. That's another one that's got to have paid attention to. Yeah, child and family services there. Yeah, that's another one that has a cleaning of house that needs to be done. I don't even want to get into that with my personal life, but yeah, they're allowed to adopt these children, and they're trafficking the children, across the border, like you said, swallowing balloons full of 10 pounds of cocaine in a sealed balloon, tie wrapped and knotted, and go, yeah, here's some sugar and put some, olive oil so it doesn't burn when it goes down. And yeah, don't worry, you'll take it out later. And then they get across the border and they're waiting for the child to come out of the bathroom, and yeah, okay, exactly like you said. They pass it through, and then all of a sudden they get 10 pounds of cocaine. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. hmm The access code. What was the access code, Deb? Was it 705 or 3? No, absolutely. This is what I'm saying in WFB. This is another blessing. You taking the devotion and time to talk with me. We're just interacting, and it's just craziness. It's like, why? Why are we going through what we're going through? Like you said, even on the southern border, to all this false immigration, we've got enough to deal with, and you're a blessing, and I got to give you regard and props for that, because you're a good grandmother. Even if you can't bring your grandson through, the evening, you can't drive him back because you can't see, because you have cataracts, and there's another problem right there. Why should you have a problem with cataracts? Those should have had with good health insurance, because America's first, and you should have, an eye surgery, like remove your cataracts, or find a remedy, a cure to go, hey, I have no more cataracts. I can see at night. You deserve it. Cures. Yeah, cures. Improve your night vision. Beta carotene. Eat carrots. Yeah, okay. Beta carotene will improve. Which is a potent vitamin and mineral. Eat carrots. Oh, I don't like carrots. Boil them. If you don't boil them, then fry them. Just eat carrots. Eat it all. Tried it. But yeah, there's something. Mm-hmm. And make sure your microphone is on. Computer. Yeah. Yeah. No, Deb, we've got. Go ahead. No, we've. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's right. That should be doctor-patient privacy. It's it. I mean, an insurance company has to go, oh, I need to be paid by these services because my patient, the doctor's secretaries call and they say, well, our patient needs an appendix operation. We need approval to do this operation because you're going to support this funding for it. And then they go through a approval process that could take weeks, right? Right? We know this. That's what I'm going through. And it's like, and then the doctors go, nah, sorry, we're trying. But then the insurance companies on the other end saying, well, wait for you. We might pay for your surgery, the surgery operation. It could cost $10,000, whatever. Let's wait to decide. You got a good point on that too. Well, universal health care is not for everybody. Whatever happened to the, you know? Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. And then they say, well, do you have any form of dental records? Can you get them for us? When you find it, like a dentist that'll just try to not do something about it and say, yeah, well, let me take a look. Let me give you a checkup. And do you have dental records? And you got to go, wait a minute. The last time I seen the dentist was like 30 years ago. Do I have dental records? Did I put that in a file somewhere? No. Yeah. No, absolutely, Deb. This is where we as Americans have been pushed far back in the bus to the last seat for so long. It's like, why? Why do we have to suffer and put in despotic situations for life? What did I do to you? Why do I want to participate in your wars? And I got enough to deal with and blessings and yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Absolutely. Ah, absolutely. I mean, you're right. It's true. And I know what you're saying about just Nessera. Northern, no, it's the National Nessera. Yeah, anyway, Panorific said nothing about it. Let's just let it happen. But yeah, no, absolutely. We've been stolen from so much since birth. I mean, we're starting to recognize it. That's a blessing. Thank you, Dodge. Thank you, Elon Musk, you diamond high-tech space billionaire that just said, we're going to build a team here called Dodge, government efficiency. We're going to start auditing everything. Everything. We're going to find out what politicians, are getting paid in the back end, or back pocket, or, the back door, or the back office, or whatever they want to declare it next. We're going to see the stock money is coming and going. Billions and billions. Well, why can't we have a little bit of it? Because we deserve it. We earned it. It's like Social Security. I know you're at that boat. Where's Social Security on your end? I don't want to be personal, but like me, supposedly I get the maximum. I earned the maximum. You can get at age 60. What now? It was 62. Now you get the maximum at 67. No, now Biden pushed it to whatever. Now it's 71 to get the maximum. What is the maximum? I thought it was 1,800 a month. Now it's 1,300 a month on maximum, and you have to be 96 to qualify. No, 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 no. Or anything. It's so ridiculous. Absolutely, Deb. It's just come to a point of the head that is just getting ready to explode. Where you're right, you get dividends, or you get investment income, or you're such a genius to get into like owning property or trying to develop a business and it's profitable and you're still working that business, doing it right, and then you get taxed to death. How long is this going on for? Hopefully, Elon Musk and big balls are going to hit the IRS train and go, no. I mean, I could be wrong, but what I just saw that Elon Musk is looking at IRS next, and the IRS agents haven't been paying taxes fairly, but they're the ones with the guns to come in and seize everything because low taxes. Mm. Yep. Work visa. That's how my father came. Mm-hmm. Yep, a TIN. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, oh, it's something definitely to digest and really kind of take a broad view and look at that. Yeah. I mean, how can I say that without disagreement? My father came here and said, look, I got to go to the immigration office every 6 months, and listen, Daniel, you're coming with me, and I have to face people like Tom Homan and go, oh, yeah, you're going to come into our country, show me your papers, show me what you're going to do, hold your oath. These people are not doing that. You think they're going into the immigration office as reported every 6 months? Or no, no, no. Yeah, 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 yep, yep. Especially when they're trying to traffic a horde of young children. The poor, seriously, save the children. It's like it doesn't matter. Okay, that's not their doing. You know, it's such a. We need to get a bite back and fight for America, really, and say no. This shite has to stop. Where you got you. Yeah? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. He snip. Mm-hmm. or strive for their survival in life to get away from that kind of evil, evil, you know? Even Obama. What is your name, really, Barry? We still have a bounty on Barry Cerrato's certificate. Were you really born here to be the president? Trump? Great, great question. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's true. And I can tell you firsthand from being near the northern border, every time I see a plate coming from New Brunswick, Canada, on the highway, and look, this guy's not French. He's not, no, he has dark skin, dark hair, Arab, with no inspection sticker. And yeah, okay, I can't be a state patrol officer, but I just pointed that out. Why is somebody from Canada with dark skin? No, no. It's not Indian skin, it's real Eastern Arab. So they're coming from all sides. It's such a chaotic mess. I know what you're saying, where we need to start. I know we can only do so much. It's a horrible situation that needs to have remedies. We need to remedy. We need to clarity, remedy. You know, Deb. Okay, so we have many people who really have been victimized, given remedies. Yeah, okay, but let's learn from it. I mean, it's just chaotic. I know my father did the best he could for me when I was growing up, and he always warned me, forewarned me. Dan, listen, if these big bullies come after you because they want your shoes, because they're so valuable, because they're basically illegals, they come and rob and pillage. Here's a 12 gauge in the closet, and when you see them, take the 12 gauge and point it right at their nose. No police involved. Here you go. Make your choice. And seriously, it worked every time. I mean, believe me, I'm trying to tell you in relation, this has got to stop. This really, Deb, has to stop. I mean, these children don't even know. Don't even know. I mean, selling balloons with pounds of cocaine and say, yeah, here, you know, hey, Daddy, can you give me some more sugar? You know, okay, I'll go with you, you know, and when is it going to end? I don't know, I could be wrong, but I think I found that in the Bible where Jesus stated that the new Israel will be in the West. It won't be in Israel. I don't know. Maybe the West is America. Yep. Yep. So the old Israel is still fighting, but it's true. You know what? The sun is rising here. I see some sunlight. Whatever. And my point is that yeah, we've been. Hopefully somebody else will come in and like give some kind of like open chat and maybe talk to you too and kind of learn from you. And it's just, yeah. I mean, how many? Mm-hmm. No, I'm realizing, and I appreciate that where you had this effort to go. Hey, I got a phone line. Hey, call in if you can't. If your computer's being all wonky, whatever. If you don't have a computer, here's a phone. If you don't have, here's a code. Just call in. Hey, look, where it's true. I mean, I gotta. Not my life is not perfect. Nope, by far no. I pray that I get on my knee and pray that you know the Creator blesses me for betterness. But yeah, we need to stop this. I mean, you got children coming that are being trafficked. These children, they didn't ask for that. Really, you know, yes, 300,000 missing children. I think it's a little bit more than 300,000, but yeah, I think it's a lot more. It's a form of sacrifice, of cannibalism, whatever. It's just disgusting. We just need to start cleaning up our house, whatever we have for a house, and just start rebuilding with dignity, with honesty, with trueness. I mean, exactly, Deb. What gives you the right to come here and say, oh, yeah, I got 10 children, and each one of them is a tax credit for $3,000, and then you get like a $60,000 tax return that we're paying for through the IRS, through our blood, sweat, tears, everything. No, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. It's got to end. It's true. Absolutely. Why would you want a foot? Why would you want a? Why would you want a foot boot on your throat every day of your, a night of your life? Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Where you gotta report. You gotta report everything. You gotta report every exercise you've done and make sure it's to the T or the I or whatever. But other people can walk right in here and jump the board and go, I got 13 children. And here they are. We need tax money. No, fuck off. That's how it is. It's how it is. Show me the proof that that's your child. No, they've been told to stand down. And that's it. Yeah. Yep. Yep. With a, stop. Stop. Yeah. Give me your blood, like it or not, and we're going to commence a DNA test to see if that young child is your son or daughter. Yes, absolutely. Not Obama. Hey, let's transform America. America's going through transition now. Yes, so yeah, that makes sense, Devin. Absolute sense. I mean, seriously. I know. I'm a first-born son from a lawful immigrant from Canada. I'm just saying, I don't have to give my date of birth, but I'll tell you, I was born around 1970, and that stuff never went on. There was people like Tom Homan. Yeah, hey, Dad, where are we going? Yeah, we're going to this place called immigration. I got to show them my intention, and you're coming in with me at 6 and 7, 8, 9 years old. Yes, okay, Pa. Yeah, Dad. You know, you get people like Tom Holman right in your face going, well, show us what you've been doing. We want to know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay, good. We verify and clarify. You know, like Reagan said. What did Reagan say about verify and Yeah, you're fine. Keep going. You know. I mean, that's how it works. Not, hey, we're just gonna come in. And, hey, I'm gonna claim. Hey, I got $13.05, and I'm Guatemalan, and I came from here, and la la la. No, it's gonna stop. It's got to stop. We got to close the borders all the way around. It's not the southern border; it's the northern border. Even on the west coast and east coast, they're coming in by boats, trains, planes. No, no. Yeah, yes, but no. They're traitors. They're absolute traitors. Yeah, yeah. Mm. Good, good, good. Excellent. Absolutely. And then we can, like, kind of, when we go one, we go all. You know? Kind of like, in that sense, like, we agree, but we don't, but we can agree. And then we meet, and then just, like, yeah, it's awesome, Dad. Thank you. You're such a valuable, and bless your grandson, because he has a good grandmother who can do whatever she can do at this time for him. Awesome. I love you. I'll be chat. Yep, absolutely, Deb. God bless. Let's pray and let's go. Yeah. Have a great day and enjoy the Sunday. I love you. Bye bye. Farewell.
You are the last party in conference. The host has ended this call. Good
much.